A Meridian mom and recipe developer is proving that even when life throws an unexpected challenge your way, you can keep moving forward. Krystel Spann is the founder of Krystel's Cooking and is now one of 128 semifinalists in the National Favorite Chef competition after starting with more than 54,000 contestants. My goodness, but this journey has come with an incredible personal challenge. After being hospitalized with respiratory failure, Krystel is now recovering at home, but she's continuing to run her business and she's getting back into the kitchen. So joining us now today, she's here to share her story, her love of cooking, and her journey in Favorite Chef. Plus, she's going to be sharing a little bit of a recipe with us a little bit later. But first, though, Krystel, a warm welcome to you here on Idaho Today. We are so glad to have you. But first, tell us about this exciting competition. What is it? Why did you decide to be a part of it?
Thank you so much for having me here today, Melissa. I'm so incredibly blessed to have been here. The Favorite Chef competition is a competition that is for all chefs, home cooks who have a desire to show the world what it is that they do, what it is that they love. We started off with 54,000 contestants, and here I am now in the semifinals. There's 128 of us left. There are 16 groups of 8 people, and only the first place will be advancing to the finals on the 31st, so there will be 16 finalists, all competing for that coveted title as America's next favorite chef.
That's amazing. Okay, so when did you begin this journey?
It actually began on June 1st, so it has been a little while, but it has been incredible.
Oh my goodness, okay, so it's been a very exciting summer for you.
It has, it has.
Okay, all right, so then coming July 31st, you find out then if you advance. How do we support you in that? I want to get that out there first.
So, how people can support me in this is daily voting. Each day, every 24 hours, people can vote one time for free if, you know, their heart leads them to donating. Any donations match dollar for dollar, can also go towards the James Beard Foundation. It is a charity. It is tax deductible for anybody who wants to contribute to a charitable donation while also supporting me to become America's next favorite chef.
Okay, now you have an incredible talent, obviously, being one of 128 out of 54,000, but you also are facing a challenge. Tell us a little bit about your health journey, right? You were diagnosed with lupus, but then recently had respiratory failure, and you're still, though, pursuing your passion. So tell us a little bit about your health journey.
So I actually was diagnosed with lupus back in 2007, so it's been almost 20 years. What a lot of people don't realize is that lupus attacks organs as well. For me personally, my lung involvement has been what lupus has attacked. So I have pulmonary fibrosis. I was diagnosed with that in 2023. So it's been an ongoing thing. I actually went in to see my pulmonologist last month to do a 6-minute walking test to try to, you know, determine whether or not I needed supplemental oxygen because I was finding it more and more difficult to breathe. In doing that at the appointment, I ended up going into respiratory distress. So I immediately needed to go to the ER. As soon as I got there, they did my oxygen saturation, saw I was in the 70s, immediately took me to the back. From there, we ended up, you know, talking to the doctor. He's like, you're going to be hospitalized. We need to do a small invasive procedure, bronchoscopy. The very next day, there were talks about lung transplants at some point.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it was not a conversation I was expecting to have at 40 years old. You know, it was very difficult and a bit scary for me and my family. But, you know, by the grace of God, you know, I was able to be stabilized and I was able to return back home. I'm still on the supplemental oxygen, but I am recovering, and I've been able to come back to my passion, which is cooking. You know, it brings me a lot of peace, a lot of relaxation, and, you know, just as sincerely my happy place.
And as a chef yourself, right, you were not able to participate kind of, you know, in a standard setting, if you will, right, because of your health. But then that allowed you to create your own at-home business.
It did. So in 2023, I was still working as, you know, a chef. But when I got that diagnosis, it was clear that I'm like, well, I can't continue on working in a commercial kitchen. So I was like, well, what can I do now? So I took some time, you know, to kind of figure out what it was I wanted to do. But in that time, I created a website because I said to myself, you know, I want to leave something for my little girls. You know, if nobody sees it but me, at least, you know, it's there. But by the grace of God, I was able to actually kind of blow up in essence on Pinterest, and people really resonated with the recipes I created. And Krystel's Cooking has actually turned into a thriving small business here in Idaho.
That is amazing, Krystel's Cooking. Okay, and then hence obviously your passion, you're a fighter, you're in this competition as well for America's Next Favorite Chef, which we're going to totally rally behind you on.
Yes.
But you know, the proof is in the pudding, and she's going to share some of that in the kitchen here in just a moment. So Krystel's going to take us to Idaho Today Kitchen to show us one of her amazing recipes. We'll be right back.